Hey everybody, forgot to zoom in. There we go. All right, so today we've made some good progress already. I want to put this link in here and then run this command. Welcome back, everybody. Now let's go find the YouTube chat URL. Pop out. Not first and not done. Those mods are clearly not helping you. All right, yeah, so I think we'll just dive right into this. Let's see. Pull tokens from the database and handle refreshing them. It should do the actual polling once per minute. Yeah, so let's close everything. And then let's start again. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so bot.ts, we're gonna put this stuff in here. We're gonna make like an init YouTube thing. We're gonna just cram everything. Actually, do I want to do that? Maybe I do want to make this a separate thing. Yeah, I think I do want to make a separate thing. Why make things, well, I don't know. I'll just make a bot.ts in here and it's going to handle all this stuff. Yeah. All right. So what are we going to do for this? I want to try making this the more functional way. And so we would keep track of all the stuff I need to track in an object and then just pass that object around to functions, which is essentially how classes do things and organize everything. And if we were to do this the class way, we'd have like a YouTube bot and we'd probably have the OAuth thing here. We'd have like a pull interval, etc. I wonder how much. I wonder how much we're going to need to do on the API front for this. Anyway, let's go to api.ts. We have make OAuth to client. So function init bot. So we got to call this with the right stuff. Let's go find that stuff. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we get this from the process. We need to call this stuff that we have here. Yeah, maybe this should be in an init or something. I don't know. I can move functions around later. YouTube bot. Okay, so I want to get these things. Make OAuth to client. Yep, pretty important. Got it. And then get the OAuth to client, which I want to store somewhere. Hey, Jax. Let OAuth to client. This is of type OAuth to client, and we store this over here. Now, this on its own is not enough to... Wait, why is this a failure? What's going on? Oh, wait, we never checked for undefined. Right, yeah, let's go do that. Copy and paste. Okay. Good. So this on its own will not be... It will not have tokens in it. So we need to pull them from the database. To do pull tokens from database and to do set up a refresh callback. Yeah, and then call this from somewhere. So let's pull this from main. We are currently calling hello. Hello is from the YouTube API, which no longer exists. So I guess let's put this here, init bot. There was a start bots function, which I guess did everything. All right, let's just do that. Fine. Migrate if needed, sure. Start bots, yeah. All that's good. We'll have an await init YouTube. All right, sounds fine. And then let's pull in init as init YouTube from YouTube init, which we don't even have, but we're about to have. So let's save this as init.ts and call this init. And then export it. And we're good. Now the YouTube bot stuff that we had, I guess for now, I'll just delete all of this. Delete this whole file if I don't end up using it. All right, so now pull tokens from the database. Let's stop start bots from starting anything other than YouTube. This is technically not even a promise right now, but it will be in just a second because I need to pull from the database. So I should have thought about that. But that's why code can be modified. Export async function. Okay, so now we do OAuth to client dot set credentials. Set credentials to the tokens that we get back. Now these need to match a credentials object, which has what, everything? Yep, everything. Okay, so let's just paste this in here. Okay, so we need a refresh token, an expiry date, access, token type. This field is always bearer. Good. Delete these things. Fill me in. ID token? JWT that contains identity information about the user that is digitally signed by Google. I don't know what that even is. And then scopes. Do we need the scopes? We probably do, but these are always going to be the same for now. If only I had them. If only I had those scopes. Well, they must be, if we search for Force SSL, what was it called? Was it not Force SSL? Oh, there it is. It's just got a dash in it. Yeah, these are the scopes. Okay, we should probably put this somewhere in API and export this as the scopes that we need. Export const scopes. Yeah. Okay, so the scopes needed by the bot now for all YouTube API calls. Since these are hard-coded here, we don't store them in the database. Sounds good. Now we search for this, and we replace this with the API scopes that we want, which I guess I just type in scopes and we import from API. Yep. Anything else that's a problem there? No. All right, so next, when we get to init, the scopes that we want are going to be the API scopes that we have. Yeah. Why is this not? Oh, it is working. Comma expected. Oh, that's why. All right. Now we get this stuff from the database. So I got to do the same way I had done before, which is figure out how the tokens are stored. There's insert token, save Twitch token, ensure YouTube user exists. There must be something here about getting a token, right? Get Twitch token, and we get it from a Twitch ID. So we're going to want the same general thing with YouTube, but we don't have the scope stuff there. So this is going to look slightly different. YouTube token. Okay, so we take in the YouTube ID and we get back, I guess I want the name. Ugh. Guess I want the name. Okay, fine. So export interface YouTube token with name. So we have the access token, string, refresh token, expiry date, and then the name. Okay, so now this is this. Cool. Now let's fetch it. So we pretty much just replace Twitch with YouTube in all of these cases. There, YouTube. Done. Just in case, is your watch running? Yeah, I didn't close out anything earlier. Thank you for telling me though. Okay, now what's the problem here? No overload matches this. So we're selecting from names. We're pulling from YouTube ID. Is that what it's even called? Describe YouTube OAuth tokens. It is called YouTube ID. So that stuff sounds good. YouTube names.YouTube ID. Is that the name of it? YouTube names. It is. Okay. Then we pull access, refresh, expires in. I don't think it's correct. I think it expires at. And then this needs a capital T. Okay, so that's all fixed now. This also needs to be fixed that way. Cannot find a token for YouTube. Okay, now fetch scopes. I don't care about that. Now access token. We get this and this. Expires at. It's not expires. Expires at. Except for I didn't even call it that, did I? I called it. I didn't call it anything. Hey, Goose. Hey, Carlos. What am I returning here? I called it something over here. No definition pound. What? What? Access token. All right, these are the 4 things I want. So we're just going to paste this in here. Yeah, those 2 are the same. This is called expiry date. Expires at is probably better. Yeah, because that's what the API uses too. Let's use expires at then. Okay, so just go to this thing and change the name of that, yeah. Okay. So now number.parseInt. We shouldn't need to parse any integers here, right? Why was this even a thing in the Twitch side? Expires in was a string? Why did I do that? Twitch OAuth tokens. Big int. Oh, because a big int needs to be converted to, okay. But what, I stored this as not a big int? No, it's a big int. Okay, fine. Then yeah, we need the same thing. All right, easy peasy. So we just change this to at. Then scopes, we're gonna not return the scopes. And then delete this. So that's the token. We want to return that and the name. Yeah, now since there's only, we could rename this to be response, right? Yeah. All right, I think we're pretty good. Let's go try this out. So now we need something that gets, how did I do this over here? Get Twitch token, get primary bot Twitch token. Yeah. So I want the same function of this. I definitely want to split up this file quite a lot. And I want to do that refactoring at some point. This is going to be get primary bot YouTube ID. And this is going to be primary bot YouTube ID. So we get that. And then where was this function called? Fetch Twitch ID from storage. The bot did this so they could save it. And then we use that to fetch the next thing that we need. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. That's a possibility. So we're going to say YouTube ID equals, we need a database here. And this is currently the bot database, which we only construct because we have no other way of calling this. Oh, how nice. How nice. Okay. I guess let's go get the new bot database thing that we do all over the place. Yeah. And then put that here. And import it. Okay, so now what we want is to await bot database dot, what I call it? Twitch, something on YouTube, I mean. Get, there it is, primary bot YouTube ID. So we get the YouTube ID, and if that's null, this can return null, right? Yeah. If that's equal to null, then throw new error. No YouTube ID found in the database. Sounds good. So now we know that it's not null, and we use it to fetch the tokens. Token with name equals this. That is apparently not a call that's ever made. What did I call this? YouTube token. Get YouTube token. Okay, we're calling this tokens. Now there should be no problem. But there is. Why is there a problem? Probably something to do with the watch not refreshing the types in VS Code without actually restarting this thing. So we get the token with a name, and then we store some of this stuff. So refresh token, expiry date, access token, token type bearer, that's fine. I'll put this in the order I normally have it in. And then strings is not assignable to type string. How is that possible? How is this just a single string? Space delimited. Oh my God. They do things differently in different parts of the API? Okay. Well, then I guess we just join this with a space. Sure. All right, so pull tokens from the database should be done. And the way we prove that any of this is working is we try calling an API. So if we're able to call an API, then we're totally set. And we have an API we can call. So let's try calling that one. And that API's name is Albert Einstein. Right there. So now we go use this. Channel info equals await with our OAuth client. And then print it out. Console.log JSON.stringify channel info null 2. Sounds good. Okay, so if this works, then we are golden. This we just need to import. Let's go try it out. Somewhere here we're going to find a start command. Here it is. And this is our test. It worked. Well, 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 well. What's this? Channel info. What's this? Oh, I see. I'm in a Nightmare Before Christmas. We need to delete this part. Yeah, I don't care about the results. All right, I think we're good. So now we need to refresh callback, and then we need to actually call real APIs. That was really not so bad. Pull tokens from the database, done. Handle refreshing tokens. Not done. How do we do that with this code? Okay, so this has to save them back to the database with the same name that we would have had. So the whole point of init here is that we want to set up this client. And then I guess we also should probably keep track of the channel ID, YouTube channel ID, which is a string, which we're going to set here. We don't get the channel ID. Oh my God. That's this part. YouTube ID. Okay. String or null is not assignable. Oh yeah, of course. All right, looking good, looking good. Now we just need to save this. And the refresh token might not exist. So we should have the database handle that. Why would the refresh token not exist? I am not going to deal with that. We're just going to assume it exists. And if my bot ever breaks, then we've got a bug to fix. We're never going to figure that out. All right, so how about this? If it doesn't exist, let's throw an error. Throw new error, no refresh token returned. Possibly it doesn't return one except in certain cases. So maybe we should look that up, Google APIs NPM, and try to find why they wouldn't return it. Although this is probably going to be a waste of time. Where do we have on tokens? Maybe the refresh token only exists if it changes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only thing I could think of where. All right, do I want to deal with that? I guess we could just set it if it exists. Yeah, let's just not worry about it. I'll handle it in the database layer. So on this, we're going to do bot database, and we already have something that saves the token. We need the channel name for that. So where is this? Save YouTube tokens. Take an access, refresh. So refresh would have to be nullable. Expiry date, channel ID, and channel title. Yeah, we can do all this. We just need to make this nullable. But I didn't allow it to be null in the database. So never mind. We don't do that. We allow the parameter to be nullable. And we require it to exist on insert. Oh, man. Okay, well, there's another thing we could do. If we ever don't have the refresh token, we could fetch it from the database and then store it with that. Yeah. Fetch it from the database so that database. I'm assuming this only happens when the refresh. I'm assuming the API returns no refresh token if it hasn't changed. All right, so how do we fetch that token from the database? We do exactly what we did up here, which is to fetch this. Yeah, so let refresh token equals this one. If it doesn't exist, then get a new token with name of the YouTube channel ID. Await this. This needs to be async. And then set it equal to the refresh token over here. Okay, good. Now we know for sure that we have it. This thinks that it is, yeah, this is wrong. So now we need to save it back to the database, which we do the same way we just did in get YouTube tokens. There should be a save to database call here. Yep. So we just copy paste this over to here. So we get it access token, refresh token. Nope, not this, not this, not this. This needs to be just the refresh token now. Then the expiry date, the channel ID, I think it's called YouTube channel ID, and the title, that is going to be, that's going to be whatever we found up here. Token with name. Dot name. Yeah. Argument of string or null is not. It's going to just keep doing this on me, isn't it? Right. At this point, though, we know it's defined. We even have a call here to check if it doesn't exist. Wonder why this can't determine. Oh, because of the something else might have unset it by this time because it's a callback. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay. I think we've got everything that I want here. Yeah. Now, what was concerning about this? Something. Yeah, so we don't need this API here anymore. So this sets up all the OAuth 2 stuff that we need, and then we're just good to go. Yeah. Oh, this was what was concerning. Let's get the channel title here so that we know that we're not going to shadow this variable later. There. Okay, I think we're good. I think this next piece is done. Handle refreshing the tokens. And then do actual polling once per minute of whether the stream is live. This I don't think is needed. So we got to authenticate. That's already done. Okay. Find the live stream. How do we do that? YouTube chat API. It's not even the chat API, right? It's the channel API. Oh, I wrote this down somewhere. Hey, Photon. I'll alias this because I think people make that typo a decent amount. Here we go. Okay, live streams list. I think that's what we did. And didn't I test this out and there was some like weird thing about this? YouTube API list. It's this. A good way to start is to list chat messages of a live stream. Start with a get of live broadcast to get your video ID. Okay, how do we write it this way? To get the live stream. First, get the live stream information using by calling a get of this here. Your video ID. You can seemingly only do this for your own channel with this API. Yeah, unknown. So set part to snippet, set broadcast status to active. Okay. I am not impressed with the YouTube API. Yeah. And I wonder where this all stemmed from. YouTube was acquired by Google in like 2006, and this is the V3 of the API. And I don't know when V3 came out, but probably wasn't 2006. Although maybe it was actually, who knows? In which case, it's not really Google's fault, I guess, but they could have made a V4. Don't want to derail your train of thought. What kind of keyboard layout am I using? I'm using Colmac DH. And I just made a video yesterday talking a little bit more about the keyboard, but not about Colmac, I think. Oh, I did make a video on Colmac as well. How's YouTube chat integration going? Blink twice if Avid's lust for power has gotten out of control. All right. It's going great. Just going totally great. Can't complain here. Is that blinking twice or 4 times? I think it'd be winking 4 times. I think it's blinking twice. Okay, so get of live broadcasts. So we have an API for this. So in the API, we're going to say export async function get live stream ID. It's the ID that I need for all of this. Video ID. Get live stream video ID, I guess. Video ID. Hopefully they have a nicer way of doing this than what I think I'm going to have to do. And what is it going to return? What do I actually need? I need the ID. No, I don't need the ID. I need the live chat ID. That's it. Wait, oh, darn it. What do I need? From that, you can see the live chat ID, which is what you use to get messages. That must also be what you use to post messages, right? Live chat messages here. Insert. What do we need for this? Live chat ID. Yeah. That's all we need. So we need the live chat ID. Get live stream video live chat ID. Okay. Stupidly named API on my part, but it'll work. Okay, so then we need to fetch this information. So it's live broadcast. So let's copy this. I don't know what we're returning just yet. I think it's just that string, right? Or null. String or undefined. Oh, promise of string or undefined. Okay, so this is going to be broadcast, live broadcast dot list. Good. What are the arguments of this? Oh, it doesn't matter because I wrote them down. Set part to snippet and set broadcast status to active. So we should see broadcast status. Yep, good. And then part. Yep. And that's an array. Okay. We can do this. So part should be set to, well, I guess we already have this down here. Part should be set to snippet and broadcast status should be set to active. And then let's just log them, I guess. Console.log results. No, wait, we can't. That's a bad idea. We should do results.data, right? Yeah. And we should stringify that. JSON stringify results null 2. And then just return hello. Cool. Feel like different teams were tasked to make endpoints, but never considered how you use them together. I don't know what happened here. And like I said, I'm surprised because I feel like there was a lot more scrutiny on the APIs when I was at Google, which was probably more recent than when V3 came out of this thing. YouTube Data API V3 creation date. I wonder how you find this. Like, when did V3 come out? Release date? Revision history? Can we just go back to the very beginning? 2013? Okay, that's much older than I thought. Wow. Yeah, all right. This API has been around for a long time. Yeah, and it was January as well, so it's actually been more than 11 years. Okay. So, yeah, let's just try running this. Well, we need to call a function first. That would be pretty important. But then let's try running it. So YouTube init. I'm going to put this down here and call this with my auth client. And we're just going to await this. Okay, here goes nothing. We got it. Live chat ID, is that correct? I have no idea. But the video ID I can tell because I have this open. And it's oh girl. And look at that. Nice. Okay, so yeah, this has to be correct. So where is this? It's in items. So there should be at least one item here. Unless I have multiple live streams going at a time. Now let's just copy the whole thing. Kicking the ID again. Yeah, that's probably always there. There's also fib in this ID. All sorts of hidden meanings. Playing out the plot to a beautiful mind right now. So it's going to be items 0 dot snippet. So we're in snippet now, and then live chat ID. Yeah. So this is what we want to get from this. First item equals results dot data dot item 0. Possibly undefined. If it's undefined, then I don't even know what we do. I guess we just return undefined. And if it's not undefined, then we return first item dot snippet dot live chat ID. Why do they allow this to be null or undefined? What is the point of that? That's only complicating what I want to do here. So fine, const live chat ID equals this question mark live chat ID otherwise undefined. Yeah. It's a weird way of having to do things. All right, so now what's wrong with this? Result data items is possibly undefined. Oh, right, I also have a return hello up here. Can I do that? Colon expected. I think this is not how you do this. Oh, whatever. I guess I'll just check for that to be undefined too. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now what's the problem here? Prefer using a logical operator, sure. That's good. It says it's first item dot snippet is possibly undefined. Are you kidding me? Nothing has to exist in the return value. There. Now we should finally be good. Good. Oh, question mark dot 0. Okay, I see. Yeah, thank you. Now, technically, I should only give this to one person. But I'm going to be nice. I'm going to gift out a point to each person there. Not even if they want to use their own API. That's potentially an unfair conclusion, but I'll still laugh at it. Okay, so this gives us the chat ID. I want to go test to make sure we got this. First, hey Sam Griffin. First item dot snippet is undefined. Yeah, that's true. I can't do that. Yeah, And that'll get us one step closer to. All right, I will also give you a point. Isn't that also possible? I suppose so. I mean, I guess I could just simplify all this stuff at this point, right? I say snippet equals this question mark dot snippet, and then just check to see if that's undefined. Actually, I could do the whole thing, right? I could have just said live chat ID. All right, there. We got there. Hey, tech chat. Haven't watched you in a long time. You're the reason for a lot of my code style, aka tons of detailed comments everywhere and preference for undefined over null. Started learning Rust. Any thoughts on that language? Well, welcome back, Deadly Doodle. I hadn't been streaming for about 3 years because I was working at Google. Any thoughts on Rust? I think Rust is great and very promising. I have not extensively used it, and I think that it requires more familiarity than I have to start really considering for projects, which just means I need to gain that familiarity. But yeah, good to see you again. Saw some chatters chat earlier that Twitch wants to deprecate IRC and move to their own API. So they did announce something. If you look up Twitch chat EventSub, I think you'll find some information on it. Okay, I don't know where you find information on it. Never mind. But they talked about it somewhere in a blog post that they're going to release EventSub. And I don't know if they ever mentioned deprecating the IRC stuff, but maybe that happens eventually. And don't worry about backseating. I appreciate input. I lazy, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so let's test this out and see if this works. Hey, Lucy. Did I call this ever? I must have. Yeah, I called it. Yeah, so right here. So we say live chat ID equals this. And then let's just print that out. Console.log. Yeah. Now it says unsafe assignment of any value. I'm pretty sure that's just due to me needing to restart this. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's test it out. And so we should just see this same thing, kick GFVD. That's all we're looking for. Yeah. I mean, we could test it for sure and see. Yeah, they're the same string. Okay. So now that I have that, we're making progress here. It's working, chat. So find my current live stream. We need to detect when I'm live by polling once per minute. So in this case, we got a live stream. But let's say we try to get this on a different channel. Well, there's no real way to test that, I guess, because I'm only allowed to get this on my own channel with this particular set. Wait, is that true? Maybe that's not true. No, because I specified active, so it uses my channel. Right. So I would need some other, it doesn't matter. How would I test this then? I need to not be streaming. All right, well, let's write code that hopefully works. We'll just see if it works for sure when I'm not streaming. Remember a time when I was sad writing AngularJS during the day, watching you have a blast in React.js and Botlab tonight? Fond memories. I have fond memories of that too. Not your poor time writing AngularJS. Oh yeah, thanks Blob for linking that in. Yeah, here it is. Twitch chat on EventSub, an API for sending chat, and the conduit transport method for EventSub. So I don't think they talked about deprecation in here, or they said that they're not planning on deprecating it, something like that. Can I just use the browser search? Deprecate. Okay, well, anyway, this was the instance, I guess, in here, and that wasn't the main post. They want to keep IRC for now. Yeah. The important part is the for now. I don't think there'll ever be an announcement post like that where they say, yeah, we're just moving and breaking every single bot. But they'll probably have some migration timeline that I imagine will be on the order of at least a year. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of people rewriting code. Man, I commented on this earlier when everyone voted on what color ring I should wear, but this ring is so much thicker than the other one that I've been wearing for 2 years. It's funny how different they are and how much you just wear down really any material, I guess, that you're wearing over time. Get some geological action going on. Wear down your diamonds. All right, poll for the live stream. So if we don't get a live chat ID right off the bat, let's write down what I think should happen here. If we don't get a live chat ID, then the stream is probably offline and we should poll once per minute for the stream. If we do get one, then we assume the stream is online and we should check if it ever goes offline. So how do we know that a stream has gone offline? I guess listing chat messages will just fail at some point. Oh, my wife hasn't gotten home yet, so I don't know which one she would have chosen, but I'm guessing it's going to be the olive one. Yeah, so we should probably keep track of something here. We're in one of 3 states. We start in unknown. We don't know what the status is. And then it's either offline or it's online. Or like live, I guess. But I'm relying on getting chat messages being something you can't do when you're offline, and that's probably not even true. You can probably still list the chat messages. I wonder, okay, what if I listed them for a previous live stream? I have the ID right here for a previous one. Maybe we can test that out. Yeah, what happens when you do this? Also, does this say whether it's live? Did it say in the console? No, I know it's live because I only find live streams. Yeah. Right. And by the way, that's not implied by the word live in live stream. It's implied by this, active. I'm only searching for active streams. Okay, so what did I just say? I wanted to test what happens when we search for this particular one. Can we get the chat messages on this? So fine, let's say await testeroni. And we pass in our OAuth 2 client. And then we go write a testeroni somewhere. API export async function testeroni. And takes in auth. Yeah, all right. So I want that ID. Let's not forget that. But before I continue, we need to go back to here and we need to import this method. Good. All right. So here is the ID we want to use. And we're going to try getting the chat messages on that. So this is going to be live broadcast. No, not even live broadcast. Live chat messages. Yeah. Live chat messages.list. And now what does this take in? Takes in a live chat ID and a snippet. Yeah. Live chat ID and snippet. So this is live chat ID and snippet. Okay, good. So we get the results. Now I want to just print these out. And let's stringify that too. Should autocomplete this. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's try that out. Yeah. Whoop. I'm just randomly deleting stuff. Uh-oh. Sure. What I wanted to find is where did that init thing go? Here it is. Okay, so what is this going to do? I don't even know. Probably just fetch the messages. Live chat is no longer live. Well, that's funny. Is anything in here private? Yes. Okay. So we get a 403 in that case. You can't fetch. And it's considered an error. So I need to actually like try catch this thing. Oh man. All right, so we put a try catch around here. And how do we know that there's... Hang on, let me look at this. It's a Axios error. The live chat is no longer live. I mean, I kind of want to check for that specific thing. All right, let me try this again. I'm going to do this off screen just in case. Let's see. All right, what is it? Error.message? Is this a thing? Error is of unknown type. Okay, so I do need to know what's in this error. And I guess we know that list can throw an error. Oh, you can also have it return a callback. Interesting. Axios response. How do you know what this throws? Can you do if it's an error instance of that? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, yeah, let's try that. If error instance of... Can we not find this? Well, it's Google's Axios or whatever. I don't know. How do we get access to this? It has a code on it. Yeah, that would be really helpful. Look at this. Look at this documentation. An error code. C. And there's nothing. I sure don't want to know what those error codes do. Wow, it's not even a dark reader thing. It just doesn't say anything else. Or maybe no. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, still, I don't know how to get access to this thing. Where does this come from? Yeah, clearly there are no errors. Google APIs. How are we supposed to get this? Well, let's go take a look at this. Maybe we can find it where we found the promise. Yeah, here it is. Where does this come from? Export declare class. Oh, it's inside of its own module. So it doesn't come from Google. Well, it might come from Google, but it doesn't come from Google APIs. So is this ever exported? If I go into code, Abbott, package YouTube node, G equals require Google API. Yeah, so now G dot Axios. No, I don't know. What do they have in here? Some API they got there. No, wait, what's that? Right there, common. Oh, I could have just searched for that, but I didn't. I used my eyeballs. Well, well, well. There it is, hiding in plain sight. So now we just need to use that. So stupid. Common dot. Can we do it this way? Update import. Yeah, there we go. I probably should just directly import the error, and then I'm gonna give a point to Darkstorm. And again, because I'm being a nice person, I'll also give one to Timo. Yep. Hey, 3D Extended. Things are going pretty well today. I'm happy with the progress. So all right, if we get this as an error, then what we can now do is we can do error.code, And we can just print that out. Console.log got a Gaxios error. All right, and this code should be 403 maybe? Or some, I don't know what. Actually, I shouldn't even try to guess. Let's just see what it is. This is not the thing I meant to call. And yeah, there, this. Yeah, 403. Wow, and it showed up in yellow as well. How did that happen? Does that mean they have colors in here? Oh, hey, here they actually have a link. See error code. They didn't have it. Oh, it's a node thing? A string representing the error code. Okay. Maybe check if it works first. Oh, it works. It works. So can I do if error.code equals 403? Actually, it's not even just the code. What else do we have on this? Error.message, error message, response. Yeah, okay, I want... Oh, there could be more in the response. Oh. Okay, let's take a look at that. And let's also take a look at the error message. Error.message. Now this I can't all show on screen, so give me a sec. Okay, here's what printed out. So this got an error. This is the response data. And then this is the error message. So I do want to check for this one in particular. The live chat is no longer live. And I think we should be good if we do that. So we should probably write this in the TypeScript specific information. The type Gaxios error comes from Google APIs.common. E.g. import common, and then there. Okay, so if error.message.contains, is there no contains? It's includes. The live chat is no longer live. Then we know that we went offline. Yeah. Handle being offline. They tell you what type of errors the awaited method throws. I guess it'll do nothing if it's not a Gaxios error. Yeah, if it's not, then I'm just not even going to log anything. If we see problems with the bot, we'll know to look into this more. But for now, I'm just going to do what we can definitely predict here and see where that takes us. Okay, so we need to keep track of the online status of the bot somewhere. And it shouldn't be here. So this is going to be something like read chat messages. Let me close out of all these other things we have open. Well, I close out everything. Whatever, I'll just reopen it. YouTube init. Yeah, so now this is not called Testeroni anymore. And we're going to say, how do we want this? How do we want this API to look? I want it to normally just return the chat messages. And in this case, we want to return the ones that are new since we last fetched this. Oh, man. Next page token in your next request will identify the next set of results. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so we need to potentially take in the token and the polling interval and figure this out. Okay, so to do, make sure we respect polling interval millis. Why can't I paste this there? So all requests. How do we do this? There should be something that handles reading chat messages. And I should just make this event-based. Yeah. That's what I should do. Make this all listener pattern here. And emit whenever there are chat messages or the stream is online or offline. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. It's going to be the message bus for Abbott as well, which we have somewhere. Abbott just happened. Event emitter, here it is. So we have an on stream online. We're going to need to rename that to on Twitch stream online. And then make an on YouTube stream online, on YouTube stream offline, on YouTube chat messages. And actually that's it, those three. And then sending messages will be separate. That's not an event thing. Okay. And again, we need to know if we don't get the live chat ID, then the stream went offline. So we need to keep track of the current status somewhere. Let live stream status equals, let's also make it a enum. TypeScript enum. Yeah, here we go. Whatever. Live stream status. Now, wait a second. Everywhere that they do this, they don't capitalize the S in live stream, do they? They put a space in between the two? What do they do in their API? They call it live chat. Where did I get that ID then? Oh, it's called live chat ID? All right, well, how have I been writing live stream then? As one word. Okay, yeah, so then just lowercase s. So live stream status is either going to be unknown, live, or offline. Okay. And now this is a live stream status. And it's going to start as unknown. And if we get back, if this, oh, we need the ID, right? So if the ID is undefined, then our live stream status is offline. Otherwise, our live stream status must be online. And we probably want to print this out. Okay, I got to take a break soon, but this is actually really good progress. We got to handle polling and we got to handle the event emitting stuff and rate limiting. Handle polling for the live stream. Handle emitting events on stream live, stream offline, and chat messages received. Handle rate limiting the requesting of chat messages. And handle, I'm going to just write this in quotes, paginating the chat messages using, what do they call it? Where'd that page go? Next page token. Okay, poll once per minute if it's offline. All right, I think we can make some pretty good progress on this. Yeah. And then allow for sending a chat message. Yeah, and so if we can get most of this stuff done today, which maybe that's a tall order, if we can get most of it done today, then tomorrow what I can focus on is separating out the command systems that I have, because it's right now pretty much assumed that it's all Twitch stuff, but now it's going to take place over YouTube as well. I've got to read what's in memory for that. The bots won't know how to talk to each other. Okay, well, it's break time, so let's kick this off. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey again, Ender, thanks for resubbing. Half a year. Thank you. I went and pet the lovely Abby. Close the game. All right. So handle polling for the live stream. All right. So we need something that's going to handle stuff on a 1 minute loop, I guess. Like, here's the simplest possible way this could work. Wait, what's this? Live stream status is assigned a value and every. Oh, yeah, sure, fine. Okay. So the simplest possible way this could work is we do a set interval and how does this work? We put in the thing here. Yeah. So 60,000. So every minute we do something like potentially, or like check if online, check if live. Okay. Then we do a function check if live here. So check if live needs to be a sync. We're not actually really waiting for this or anything. Just a set interval call. And I want to make sure that the previous call had at least returned somehow. So we need the current live chat ID. Let live chat ID here. And we're going to store that here. And I guess all we're really going to do is just call check if live right from the get-go. And then put all of this stuff into this. Yeah. Okay, this doesn't belong here at all. Okay, so if we are already online, then we're actually not going to check here for anything. If it's live, then just return. So the way we don't check if we're still online here, we do so by fetching chat messages. Okay, so then we get the live chat ID. We call await, which we can't actually do, but now we can. Then we see if it's undefined, we set our status to offline. Otherwise, we get the ID. Yeah, we set it to live. Okay, now we also need to emit messages, but I think this is all the polling that we have to do. Promises must be awaited. Invalid group length? What? Callback MS. I don't know what that's about. Oh, numeric separators? Oh, just need an underscore in it. Okay, fine. Promises must be awaited. Yeah, sure. Await, check if live, and check if live again later. Okay, so the way we could do this is we could have check if live trigger a call to itself, and there's only one of these ever in flight at a time. So at the beginning of check if live, we basically just have a set timeout, and then, well, pretty much all of this. Yeah, and this is just timeout. So that way we couldn't possibly have many requests out and a long timeout. I think this is a pretty good way of doing things. Yeah. Okay, now get live stream video, whatever. Can this fail? Yes. So in the case that it fails for any reason, let's just return undefined. Now, I don't know why it can fail, so we should probably also log what the failure is. And maybe I just log the code and the message so that I don't get a whole bunch of information. No, I probably just should never share production logs on my stream. Okay, so now this can't fail, which means that this can't fail. So I think we're done with the polling stuff. Oh, cool, Morby. Thanks for taking a look. Yeah. I try to put a lot of effort into those, despite that they only take a day to make. But yeah, I just took a poll earlier today on what people want to see next of the videos I had planned. And 3 of them got votes and 2 of them did not. So these are the ones that got votes. So this is probably what I'll end up making next. 0000 is my new best friend. And we'll see how videos like that do. Okay, is polling done here? I think it is. I think that's all we need to do. Now let's just think about this from a high level perspective. So we kick off the bot and we immediately check to see, are we live? And if the live stream status is already live, we don't do anything here. So we start off being an unknown. So we're gonna get the ID, and we either get it or we don't, and we transition out of it correctly. If we don't get it though, then we're gonna check if live next time around. And yeah, just keep doing this. Seems good. Oh, cool, Morby. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the subscription. Yeah. You know, my daily routine has now become the following. Wake up and then check if the cat is next to me. That's step one. But then there's all the phone stuff that happens. And so phone stuff is generally do the Bing rewards things that I do every day, and then check sleep stats, and then check YouTube comments if they exist. And then all the boring stuff, whatever, email and whatever else. But yeah, this was never really part of it before. Now it is part of it. All right, like I said, happy with this. I think we're pretty good there. So now handle emitting events. So stream live, stream offline, chat message received. So we have the emitter over here. We're going to rename these things on Twitch stream online. And then send Twitch stream online. There we go. So now we need other events. We want on YouTube stream online, on YouTube stream offline. Why are there titles here? I don't care about this, do I? No, I don't. So there won't be any arguments here. I wonder if we have to put void in parentheses or in angle brackets. So online, offline, and messages that we would have gotten. So on YouTube, messages received. And this is going to take in messages, which is a string. It's not a string. I don't even know what it is. It's not a string. It is a live chat message. What is that? Oh yeah, just a million different things. Author channel ID. Display message. Text message details. Oh my God. It's like a million things in here. Yeah, there's no handled information in here. All right, well, the important part is going to be whether or not they're a moderator. So this stuff, author details, and the message itself. And that's all I care about for now. But author details is gigantic. Look at this. It's 81 lines of stuff. I want this. Also don't want all this to be red right now. There we go. I want message text. And I want all of this. I think the only way we're going to reasonably get this is if this knows about YouTube types, but this is inside bots, not inside YouTube. So maybe we make an event emitter inside the YouTube stuff directly, but then we have two event emitters. Or I just take out the details that I actually care about. So yeah, okay, let's do that, I guess. Hey, Godzilla. So channel ID, display name, and then these three. No, not even these three, just owner and moderator. Okay. So this, and delete everything else we don't care about. Delete it there. And funding. I don't know what display message is. What is that? I can click these, but do they do anything? Oh, they do. Yeah. Oh, cool. Display message. Contains a string that is displayed to users. This field is not present if the message type is chat ended event or tombstone. What is this tombstone? A tombstone signifies that a message used to exist with this ID in published time, but has since been deleted. So not a frozen pizza. So what, do I need that? What's message text then? The user's message. Wonder how that's different from display message. Well, probably don't need that then. Has display content. What might that be? Indicates whether the message has display content. Okay. I'm going to assume text message details aren't set no matter what. Text message details It is only present if it's a text message. Yeah, good. That's what I want. Published at, don't think I care. Author channel ID, I'm going to get an author details, I suppose. So I don't need this here. Live chat ID doesn't matter, and type shouldn't matter. Well, type might. Okay, so these are the things I think I care about. So at some point, we're going to need to get stuff like this. And to do, here's what I care about. Hey, Scoreline, it's going well. I'm very happy with the progress from today. I was not excited to do any of this work, but it's, I don't know, my mentality, my mood's been pretty good today. So I'm a happy camper. How's your day going? If I can get through everything above this list, everything above here today would be great to get done. Yeah. So we're handling the events right now. And yeah, it's progressing smoothly enough. Okay, so if these are the things I care about, then we should make a type that has these things. So we're basically going to make like a YouTube message type. And I guess let's just write it out from here. So it's going to have the message text, which is a string. It's going to have the channel ID. Oh, I guess this is all author stuff. Author ID, string. Author display name, string. And then is privileged, we'll just lump together as a Boolean. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so let's go put this in here somewhere. It's in the API. We call it a YouTube message, define whatever use. That's okay. And then in the emitter, we're going to have them be a bunch of YouTube messages. Then this needs to be imported. Oh, I typed something wrong. Yeah, there. Why can't it find this? No. Oh, export. Yeah. Hey, Lilsa. Lilsaf. I keep calling you Lilsa. Yeah. Okay, so here are 3 new events. Is that all we ever need? We went online, we went offline. I guess I should say live. That's the phrasing I'm using everywhere else, except for here. I could just rename it here too. And I suppose here too. Okay, so offline and on YouTube messages received. Cool. So now we need to send all this stuff. So send YouTube stream live. You don't care about a title. YouTube stream offline. Again, we don't care about a title. And then YouTube messages received. And we paste this in. Cool. Yeah, cool. Okay, now to emit these events. So in this, let's look at how we emit the other one. Send YouTube, send Twitch stream live. Where is this called? Here, emitter. All right, seems pretty easy. We want to do this when we know we've gone live, which is only handled over here. We're already live, so we need to know if we were offline already. If live stream status equals offline, or actually it's just if it's not equal to live, then we want to send this event. Send, what is it called? YouTube live. Yeah. Okay. This comparison appears to be unintentional because the type unknown, offline, and live have no overlap. Oh, I want to check out the current live stream status. Wait, no, this is not unintentional. But fine, let's make it be very explicit here. Still says unnecessary. Both sides are their literal values. What? This shouldn't be a literal value though. This should be, I mean, it's currently set to unknown, but it can change, and it changes there. And I didn't redefine this in this function, did I? No. What? Very confused about this. It thinks live stream status is always offline. But that's in the if block. What about in the else block? Something's amiss here. And it's not even this. You return if status is live. Oh yeah, so I knew it wasn't live already. Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right, so then yeah, this is pointless. So we just admit this no matter what. All right. Good. So now what? Now I know when I'm live. Now I need to know when I'm no longer live, which can't happen here. But it can happen in read chat messages. And read chat messages is currently in a separate thing. So init needs to eventually call into this. There needs to be something that's reading chat messages every so often. And this part is harder to do. So right now, nothing's reading chat messages, and we need to pull for that too. So I guess we're going to write something like async function pull for chat messages. And we're going to eventually call into this method. So that's what's going to be here. All right, so what do we need to do for this? To call this when we know we're live. To handle going offline in this function. To make sure we've omitted both this and, oops, didn't mean to paste that twice, and this appropriately. Anything else? I don't think so. Oh yeah, handle rate limiting. Handle rate limiting. Is this React? No, there's no front end for this. Unless you count YouTube, I suppose. This is all just happening over chat messages on YouTube. Is there a link for the theme or extension that moves the vertical VS Code buttons? I think it's not even an extension. You just right click this and go to this activity bar position and just change it from side to top. Okay, so, and then something needs to call this again. Make sure this function is calling itself when done. Okay, so let's think about this. How do we want this to work? It could be that there's something that as soon as we know we've gone online, we kick off this polling. As soon as we know we've gone offline, we stop the polling. So the polling could happen with a set timeout call, just like we have here. And we just cancel the timeout in one case. What are those dots in the search bar? This one? Oh wait, search bar up here? No wait, I don't know what you're talking about. Where are you talking about? At the upper left, at the top, here at the upper right. The top. I don't see any dots. You're talking about this? Because maybe what you're seeing, oh, these. Oh, this indicates that I have a modified buffer. Okay, I see. Yeah, it just wasn't showing up at the time. Yeah, I wanted to make this really, really obvious that I hadn't saved changes. So this turns pink, and then there's a whole bunch of dots in the bar. Yeah. This is before I had any sort of autosave turned on. And now I have it autosave sometimes. I don't remember when I switch tabs. Yeah, now it autosaves. We could listen on this ourselves. You could have a callback when this gets emitted and kick off polling for chat messages. I think that's a good idea. I think we only ever want one of these things though. So we're going to say something here like what do we get from set timeout? Set timeout returns a number, right? Returns a Node.js timeout, which I'm guessing is a number. Whoa, what? That's not what I thought it returned. Const test equals set timeout 5. Test is assigned a value, but what is test? It's a Node.js timeout, yeah. And so what do we have here? Test dot, do we have like a cancel? Ref dot. No, there's a clear timeout. Clear timeout must take in a Node.js dot timeout, right? Takes in a Node.js dot timeout, a string or a number. Yeah. So all we care about is that this is something. Yeah, reference to a timer, not clear. Yeah. Is it in seconds or milliseconds? It's in milliseconds. I was just typing something to see what the type was. Okay, so then what we want is a let chat poll timer, which is a Node.js timeout or undefined. Okay, we are going to do all of this. We're going to get this all working. We're going to make the best API. Okay, so now I want to listen to this sort of thing. How did we do this time around? We did this. So we're going to put this in YouTube init. We are getting all this to work. Okay, emitter.on YouTube stream live. And this is going to be something like YouTube stream went live. Yeah. Now function YouTube stream went live. Okay, so if the timer is undefined, we want to set one up, but it's going to be a set timeout call. It's going to be pulled for chat messages, and we're going to do it after no time. So we'll do the next tick. If it already existed, I guess we can clear it and set it no matter what. So if chat poll timer is not equal to undefined, then clear chat poll timer. Yeah. So I guess we clear it no matter what. And then set it. Actually, this is technically not important. We can do this. There. And then this is what can set its own timeout. Fine. All right, which means that now this is, no, that's fine. Will this process run indefinitely? Yeah, it will. Okay, so as soon as you go live, we call pull for chat messages. So that part is done. Now this needs to read the chat messages, which it's, why is this not working? This only kind of sort of works. How do we want to do this? What is this going to return? A promise of something. Return results.data. .items. Should I just return the YouTube message stuff that I care about? Or everything? Probably not every, no, probably everything, and then have the other thing filter. So this is just a generic API. So what's inside this? I should probably call this for real. This is the old chat though. We need the new chat. So we need to take in a live chat ID. Now it's a schema live chat message list response. What might you be? You might be a bunch of items and a next page token and all this other stuff that I'm actually going to need. So fine. Let's see if we can copy this. We probably can't. Where does this schema exist? Is it in here somewhere? What's this thing called? Live chat message response? Live chat? No, of course not. There's YouTube v3 though, so maybe g.youtube v3 dot something. It's in here. Live chat messages is probably that. Resource live chat messages. It's a class. That's not helpful. Maybe it's in YouTube. That's a class as well. How do I get access to this? I don't want to have to convert this into my own thing. Oh, I guess we could just do this. Return type. Oh, what's it called? All of this. So bad. Whoops. Apple Music. Get away. Leave me. Return type angle bracket. And then this sort of thing. And then this needs to be written like this. Except for probably everything needs to be written like that. Because we can't use dots here. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is not going to work. All right, let's try this again. And this time, why don't we just put the type here? Testeroni is going to be... So there's got to be some way that we call into this. Can you paste a link from the YouTube? Yeah, sure. It has whole namespace stuff. Chat ended event. Chat has ended and no more messages can be inserted after this one. This will occur naturally a little while after the broadcast ends. Not currently set for live chats on a channel's default broadcast. Okay, so I probably should be checking for this, and that will let me know that this has gone offline. Yeah, so I guess we'll write that down, and we'll handle this. Let me write this down. Handle being offline. This should be part of handling this message. All right, I don't know how to do this. Can we do Google, YouTube? I don't know. I just find this hard to do. I want to get access to this stuff. Live chat message list response. Google APIs, TypeScript. How do you do this? Google.apis.youtube.v3.data. Huh, I wonder why they did things this way. This could have just been .v3, right? No, it was called like that. Google APIs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What else? What else can I do here? It'd be in the YouTube section somewhere. Just I didn't see it. I didn't see it obviously over here. I don't need to call this right now. Resource. All these things are just classes, and these classes might have references to something else in them. Like, what is this part of? YouTube v3. This is all exported from just this namespace directly. What? But then I have access to that right here. Why don't I have access to schema? And it's exported too. Yeah, schema, whatever it's called. Undefined. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Live chat, message, list, response. All I can think is it's maybe in one of these resource classes, but I'm not positive about that. All right, let's search through Google APIs, GitHub for this. I'm out of ideas. I've done everything I can. Well, we found the promise for this. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out where this is, right? Or some other way to get this. Can we search for more of this? Nope. And it's in V3, right? Google YouTube V3 schema. What am I trying to achieve? It's how to access those callbacks. What I'm trying to achieve is how to get this type so that I can say this thing returns the type of this. And I don't know how to use type of to return this either, because that's what I'd done before, but this has a call to V3 here. Hey, banana. And I just, yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing here. I don't think it'd be anywhere else other than in one of these YouTube ones that we have. V3. YouTube is not a function. How's it working through here then? That part doesn't make sense to me. Oh, YouTube's undefined. Excuse me, where's this then? What is this inside of? Oh, it's inside of Google. g.google.youtube v3 dot what, schema and then other stuff. I guess it's actually live chat messages, but I wonder if we can just call this. No, that's undefined. Is there any schema thing in here? It's a resource. Oh, wait, we saw that earlier, which means if we did have access to the schema in here, what's YouTube under this? Define. I'm gonna find this. That's context and then Google. Okay, so the context just loops back up to this thing. Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say this is nothing private. And then we have YouTube under here again. Yeah, and then we could call it V3, but yeah, we're looping at this point. So okay, get rid of that. Going back up to here, the only extra thing we have then is, oh no, that's it. So we have the list function. And for whatever reason, I can't say to give me the type of this. Because there's a function call in here. And so the way we had done this before is like that, I think. And then this as well. I'm just randomly trying things out. This is not a good idea. Cannot find namespace Google. Well, what else do we have at the very top level of this? Because there was auth and there was common. Why do I keep doing that? Because it's probably in one of those at the top here. No, I don't see it. I guess there's Google APIs. That's a getter for something. That might help. Can't you just create a new interface with all the information? I can, but it's a lot of information. I just didn't want to do that if I don't have to. This thing contains a ton. And like there's another schema in here, another schema here, and another schema here. This? Did I copy this wrong? Well, this is the API. I'm trying to just get the type of this. And let me check one more thing as long as I'm... Is there anything in here that I can use? Nope. Okay, well, where was that first page from a while ago? I don't have that anymore. Well, I do not know, but there's got to be a way to get this. TypeScript get return type of function. Yeah, but I can't call this function. Get return type of imported function. Type of foo. Obtaining the return type. Oh, wait a sec. This is actually a promise, right? Yeah, so we want to get... Oh, man. We want to get the... This will all be a promise that we want to unwrap, and the unwrapping of it happens with awaited. Awaited return. Okay. I think we just need to split this like a whole bunch, and I think we can get this to work. Not going to be fun. So let's just say like type 1 equals return type google.youtube v3. Is just that good? No, it still says cannot find namespace Google. I wonder why that's happening. Let's see if we can find that. TypeScript cannot find namespace or return type. No, I don't see anything. Oh, obtaining the return type of a function. Do they ever mention this thing about namespace in here? No, they don't. But it's saying it can't find this. Maybe I have to make this Google APIs? How would that even make sense? There's values never used. Cannot access this because Google APIs is a type but not a namespace. Did you mean to retrieve type of property YouTube? Sure, I guess. Okay, so we got one type. Now we take type 2 here. What even is this now? It's a YouTube. All right, and somehow this is going to help me, I guess. Because this thing is a YouTube. Yes. And then what does this have? Does this have live messages or whatever? Yeah, live chat messages. That's going to be this. And then this is somehow going to get me. Yeah. All right. I think we can maybe get this. And it's going to be the most stilted way of doing anything. So now we want type 1 dot live chat messages, which is probably like this. Does not satisfy the constraint. Right, it's no match for the signature any. Oh, no, we don't need a return type on that. Okay, good. Now we get type 3. The worst. There's probably a smarter way to do this, and I hope to figure it out. All right, good. Now we get type 4. Okay, so this is the return type, which means that this is now a promise of the schemas that I want. Why can't we see what this is? Type equals void. No, you're not void. You're this thing. You're a promise with a response in here. Oh, because I got to give it a list with the right parameters? Because one of these lists is void? Yeah, some of them are. Oh, darn it. Can this work? YouTube v3 schema? I don't know how to get access to that YouTube v3 thing, though. Like, I had tried this, and it's not actually in there. Import. I mean, I'll try this out. This is definitely smarter than whatever I'm doing if this works. Okay. Yeah, I think that worked. Let me try this though, and let me delete this stuff that I had here. So this should be an auto fixable problem. And then this is the type that I want. Function lacks ending return statement and return types is not included undefined. Yeah. I need to handle being offline, which means it needs to throw some sort of like is offline error, I guess. So maybe we get rid of this and we just change this to a throw new error. To make this a special is offline error. So now function lacks ending return statement. Oh, I see. Throw new error, unrecognized error. All right, so now there should be no errors here. Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know, totally on the wrong track here. Where was all that type stuff I wrote? Here it is. All these comments somehow moved up to the top. I think we could have gotten there with this, and I kind of want to write this down. Like, how would I have gotten that same type by doing things this way? I would have needed the proper list method, and I don't know how we do that. Yeah. Like, the one that I want is actually this one, and there must be a way to do that. TypeScript return type of overload. This is a limitation of return type. We can, however, construct a type that will return all overloaded return types. Oh, this is nuts. This is nuts. Remember when I was making progress? Can we go back to those times? Hey, 715-209. How about this? Let's just look at some of the hot network questions here. Refrigerator life of live clams. How did we solve recursive problems? What do you mean? If you're asking about live clams, I've got the perfect answer for you. Okay, so I gotta write some things down over here. Note that for particularly difficult, or for overloaded methods, I guess there's no easy way to handle that. According to this, which maybe that's not even true anymore. So in my case, we had this. Yeah, e.g. I wanted the type of this. So I tried the following. But then this gave me void, right? Gave me any. What? I thought it was void. Return type of type 2 list. But type 3 was any, not. In that particular case, I could have just directly gotten the type with this. Where's the API? Yeah, here. I should just be writing all this in Obsidian, but I wanted to further process these notes. So we're really just kicking the can down the road here. Yeah. So what is this type now? This is a schema. Oh, I see. Live chat message list response. And we got to export this type and we got to put this at the top. And then we got to use this type down here instead of testeroni. All right, they're done. Okay. Function foo colon this dot 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 there. I think it'd be worthwhile for you to create video tutorials that also have written tutorials. You mean for SEO? I don't generally like doing that because I feel like you end up maintaining two different resources completely. Text tutorials are very easy to update. You go in, you change some text. Video tutorials are very hard to update because assuming you even have the original video project, you still need to record new videos, splice in new content, and re-upload the video. You wipe out your old views and comments and everything. Just in general, yeah. So I probably won't end up doing that. I think these are the kinds of things where if I knew there was value, I might pursue it. But for right now, it'll all be speculative. Ask some AI. You know about Find? I've heard about Find. I haven't really used it yet. And Copilot can't help with that. I don't really test stuff with Copilot if it's going to be something as involved as this. And it turned out that there was a really simple answer here, but I don't know if Copilot would have found that. Anyway, we've got the general structure. So now let's unwind a bunch and figure out where I entered this. So I was trying to get the return value of this so that the calling function could parse out what it needs to. So let's do that, I suppose. So we get messages equals this. And we need to pass in the live chat ID as string. So this assumes that we have a live chat ID. And the only way we... What's this doing? Yeah. We must have one if we're live. If we ever don't find one, that means we went offline. But that also means we need to trigger Wait a sec. How does this happen? No, this is only when we're unknown. We have to be in the unknown state right now. Hang on, I'm trying to trace this. If we're in the unknown state and this happens, we don't have anything going on yet. So it doesn't mean we went offline because we were never live to begin with. Okay. So when this happens, we must have a live chat ID. So we need to try catch this, and we need to actually handle errors here. To do actually handle errors. And then to do see if we went offline either because we got, what's that message? Either because we got an error even fetching this. We got an error, or because we got that message. Where's that message? This. Or because we got a chat ended event. Okay, to process all of the messages to get only the information that we care about to the event that we emit. Okay, so we just have like 7 to-do items. That's not bad. All right, well, here is the deal. We're at 1 hour, 57 minutes, so that means it's break time soon. And then we would typically have 1 hour left. I wanted to get done with all of these things. Did I even write about handling pagination? I don't think so. Yeah, to do handle pagination. I don't think we can do all that in an hour, but I think we can still make some pretty good progress on it. All right, let's delete this stuff, delete this, delete, and then restart. All right, this line should no longer be red. Good, yellow is fine, because I know that the yellow, oh, yep, red is fine. Yellow turning red is fine. Red staying red is not fine. Yeah, these are things I know are actual issues right now. Okay, so unrecognized errors. So we don't care about this. Get the data. Check here for either kind of error. One is that you're offline, in which case we have to handle it. The other is that it's just unrecognized, in which case I guess we don't do anything. Console.error. We'll print it out here, I suppose. Error fetching chat messages. And I don't know why this would ever even happen, but hopefully it doesn't. Oh, wait. Oh my God. I just thought of something. OAuth 2 client on tokens. It gets a new thing of tokens. Does this refresh itself, or do I have to do set credentials to the new tokens? This is very important if I need to do this. And I don't think I would have to because it's the client emitting this itself. But let's go see if we can find an answer to that. OAuth 2 client on tokens. Do they have this written down here somewhere? Refresh the access token if necessary. They get this for us though. Where's an example of this? This is not it. This was deprecated. Or maybe not deprecated, but I want the right one. Where's the right one? Google APIs, NPM. Yeah, this is how I've been finding this. And go to their GitHub. And then from their GitHub, see if we can find an auth example. Auth samples, OAuth 2, and v2.ts. Okay, somewhere here there's going to be an on tokens. That does not exist. All right, what about in here? Also no. Well, this has been fun. Yeah, what they have a set credentials call, right? No, they don't. What? Okay, let's just search for set credentials. They must have this somewhere in some. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to search view. They must have a call here somewhere. It's just in the README. It's probably done automatically, but I need to make sure that it's done automatically, or else we're going to run into a big problem. Although I guess if we run into that problem, then we'll notice within an hour of starting up the bot, because it'll just stop working. And they don't show it in their example here anyway, and they would. Automatically use a refresh token to obtain a new access token. Easy way to make sure you store them. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, I don't think we have anything to worry about there. Okay, well, we'll do some of these to-do items. That just struck me as we were looking through this. We'll do some of these to-do items when I get back from my break. Still good progress. Is it jump time? It's jump time. You guys, what's the difference between J, U, and R? So I'll take a look, or I'll show you. Okay, so here I am. If I type U, it only ever goes straight up. If I type R45, I'm going to go to the right 45 degrees. If I type L45, I'm going to go to the left 45 degrees. So it's just basically, what does positive mean? And R means it's always going to go to the right, and L means it's always going to go to the left. And so J, if you do negative 45, It's the same as L45. Close the game. Okay, so let's get some of these things done. We're gonna go make a new error type. So do I have, whoops, I don't like when that happens. I don't ever want it to make a new note like that. Error. Okay. I don't think I have a note about this. Yeah, I don't think I have a note about this. We're wondering if the token from OAuth 2 expires. Found this refresh token expiration. Oh, yeah. People had answered that earlier. Oh, thank you for finding a link for it. Yeah. Okay, so let's go find TypeScript custom error. I think we just make something that extends error. I don't know what we have to overwrite. Just the constructor that has to have a message. Yeah. Okay, so I want to make a live stream no longer live error or something like that. And I guess we'll make a new thing. Stream no longer live error.ts. Okay, so export class stream no longer live error. Set the prototype explicitly. Do we have to do this? Is this really like the TypeScript way of doing things? TypeScript documentation. Error. Emitting errors. I don't know. Maybe it's in the handbook. I don't know. Yeah, I would expect them to have something about custom errors here. Emitting with errors. No, this isn't right. Maybe we can search just typescriptlang.org. Custom error site. Custom error extends error. Yeah, there it is. This is 2.2 though. And they did have a set prototype of in here. Interesting. What TypeScript are we up to now? 5.4. So then that's maybe still applicable. Whatever. I'll just do it. All right. So all I care about is whether this error was emitted, and that's what we're going to emit through here. So throw new error or throw new stream no longer live error. And we don't even really need a message here. Yeah, we could just say error.message. But it's always going to be that. In fact, let's not even take one in because what does it matter? Stream is no longer live. Okay. Yeah, I might not need that anymore. I don't know for sure. And it doesn't hurt to do that, I suppose. I guess it's only if you have a method defined in here. And in their example that they have, they don't define another method. They just have the constructor and that's it. That's probably when you would want it to be there. Yeah. Okay. So handle being offline done. And then otherwise we get unrecognized error and we just do, well, we can't count on error containing anything. So maybe we just throw that. Yeah. And now we don't need this. Okay, good. So read chat messages is either going to return the chat messages or it's going to error and tell you the stream's offline or that there was some other issue. So now we need to handle that here. If error instance of stream, whatever, then, hey, what? It already had it typed out. Nice. Yeah, so then say that the stream is offline and just return. Cool. Otherwise, we're just going to ignore it because what else can we do here? We also need to cancel this. We need to cancel the next call to this thing. So I guess here's where we would make a new call to it. Okay, I think we're good here. Handle going offline. We're done with that. No. We're only done with that in one way. I need to handle it in the other way, which is that we get back chat ended event, snippet type. Can I see what a message looks like anymore or no? Read chat messages, returns this list. List has a response. Response has a bunch of messages. Messages have a snippet. Snippet has a type, I'm guessing. Yes. So we might have a lot of messages, and one of them could be that it ended. But that means that one of them could be that it started, right? No, it can never start. You can't restart a chat. You can only make a new live stream. Okay, so we just need to see if any of them are the ended message. Hang on one second. Want to see where the cat is. As I hear the garage door, which means my wife just came home. Can't you just ask the AI to make all of it for you? I mean, you could. It probably wouldn't get it all right. Wonder why I had to use the raw API instead of a library. Yeah. Well, it's not to say that there aren't any libraries I can use, but at that point, it's like I might as well just make something myself unless it does exactly what I need. So now we go through every message. And for this, you could tell the AI, go through every message and check its snippet type for chat ended. I don't even think it's called chat ended, but at least it's going to be close enough. And so anyway, here's it writing it. And what is this thing supposed to be called? Chat ended event. Wow, I actually got it right. Pretty impressive. Okay, so if message.snippet.type equals this, and it says it's in any value, it's not in any value. What is this thing really? It's a live chat message. Oh, we could just ignore that. Yeah, we can just ignore this and it should know. And we don't want to use for each. Yeah, there. Must have a symbol iterator that returns an iterator. Shouldn't it? Oh, it's messages dot something, but it's not that. Items dot, oh, it's just items. What is items? Yeah, that's a message. That's an array. The array has the snippet. And then that's what, okay, good. So yeah, this is what we need. So if it's undefined, I guess we just ignore this. Messages.items equals undefined. Let's do it the other way. Let's do it this way. All right, now snippet is possibly undefined. Let's do that. All right, good. So if any of these is chat ended event, then we went offline and we're done. So we should probably just say something like, what do we call this? Send, or like send stream went offline event. Actually, no, we should just listen the other way around. On stream went live. Let's set this here that it went live. And when it goes offline, we will set this to offline. And probably also clear the chat poll timer. Although what happens if we try polling? Yeah, probably clear this. Notice a lot of multi-streams nowadays with the restriction being lifted on Twitch. I think it is. I mean, it really, it almost doesn't make sense not to simulcast. There are some reasons why not. Hey, Clovia. Sensing some Full House references over here. Asked my wife last night, I'm like, did you watch Full House as a kid? And she's like, yeah, why? Told her a small story. I was like, I was never into that show. I was a cartoons and action kind of person. Full House had none of that. Yeah, thank you for subbing. All right, this is all a whole lot to think about. The thing I was saying about the whole, is this the new meta, by the way, is I think there are very few reasons why you wouldn't want to stream to multiple platforms, and that's if it hurts one of the platforms. So for example, imagine that you're streaming to Twitch and to YouTube, and you're ignoring YouTube chat, but YouTube is actually the more popular streaming platform. Then you're probably shooting yourself in the foot. I just hate that I can't see what other chats are saying. I can show Twitch, I can show YouTube chat on my screen, but I can't show the merged chats on my screen, which is kind of silly. I thought the twins were characters in the show, but they were playing the same character. I don't remember enough about the show to even know what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, you can have another tab open, I guess, but it's kind of tedious. And not every streamer is going to point out what they're responding to. Yeah, now we're doing that. Yep. As in, you're not allowed to merge, or there's no way to merge without, you're not allowed to. So Twitch doesn't let you show a merged chat of YouTube and Twitch. Is TS your favorite language? It's just what I'm using for now. I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite language, actually. Okay, so in this case, we want to say YouTube went offline. That's here. We delete this. And if we're going to do that, we're not processing any other messages, so we can just return immediately. And then processing the other message types that we have, we want to convert these into messages that we can send through the event emitter that we have. And that's something. Where did I make that YouTube message? Yeah, that's what we're going to emit here. So YouTube messages equals just an empty array, and this will be an array of these, which we have to import. So we're going to collect all of these up, push a message that just contains all the right stuff. We're going to just hope that's correct. Of course it's not correct. All right. Here are the things that I want here. So message text, we get message dot snippet dot message details dot message text. This is only if it happens to be a text message though, so I guess we should check for that ahead of time. Yeah, there. That's exactly what I want, probably. Maybe. We'll find out. Text message details, message text. Okay, good. And this has to be defined at this point, I suppose. Isn't C# going to be replaced by Rust? I think, you know, on a long enough timeline, not every language you see today is still going to be used. I mean, at one point in history, people were using COBOL and Fortran and everything way more than they are today. I know they still have some usage, it's just very little. So who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, C# isn't in use. Maybe Java's only on millions of devices instead of billions of devices. You never know. All right, this is all the stuff that I want, except for this one. This can also be message is chat moderator, yeah. All right, so now the problem is that these are just slightly wrong types. We could just say as string for all of these and just hope there's no real issue. Unnecessary optional chain. Yep, we don't need that on snippet anymore. Okay, so that one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. And Boolean null or undefined. So this will say false, or this will say false. All right. So you don't cast to a string type and then remove the nullish part. I could do that. I mean, I'm casting here. I guess the one thing I do want to do is get the author details and not have to keep doing this the way that I'm doing them. So get message our author details, and if that's undefined, then I guess we're just ignoring this. And now we can delete all of these. Whoops, author details. Oh, we are getting there. Anything else I can get rid of? I think that's pretty good. Feels like you can find any channel saying I used Rust to replace X. Not to say it's a bad language or anything, just that it's trending. It is trending, and I think for a lot of people it represents a new paradigm that they're not used to, which is actually checking things at compile time. And I think that more and more programmers will start to shift in that direction. I also think, actually, you know what? This goes kind of hand in hand with AI. If you consider something like Rust with AI, a lot of the problems that people say about Rust is it's got a large learning curve and that, oh, you're just paying up front for your dev time. And I'm just ignoring a lot of that, but the learning curve is cut through with AI. So if you don't have to worry about syntax, you don't have to worry about common idioms of doing things, you can just let the AI do that, then sure. Now you've kind of cut out what some people say is one of the weaknesses of the language. Again, I am greatly simplifying things. I don't want to get into a large Rust conversation here because we've got like an hour left and I want to get this done if I can. Okay, so we're now checking we went offline both ways, except for only one of these is doing what I wanted to do. Yeah, this one is not yet. Now it is. Good, done. Okay, process all the messages to get the information we care about and want to emit. So now we'll end up with all of the YouTube messages, and now we want to emit them. So there we go. Okay, we're done with that. How many more to-do items do we have? Handle going offline, we're done with that. Make sure we've emitted. We've done this one. We've done the other one, yeah, that's done. Make sure this function is calling itself when done. So on success, in this case, we want to call pull for chat messages again based on how long it says that we have to wait. So messages should have a polling interval millis. Yeah, this. And that's what we want to wait for. And I guess we have to say that as number and we just assume this exists. And if it doesn't, then we say 1 second. Oh boy. Just do an exclamation mark, all the or. Oh, these? I don't think my linter allows me to do that. Yeah. And I could disable that lint rule, but I like just being explicit about this stuff. All right, are we done? Make sure this function is calling itself. It is, and it's waiting the right amount of time. Handle rate limiting. It's technically doing that. And then handle pagination is the last thing I think this needs to do. Okay, so we get one last thing here. Messages dot next page token, which I just accidentally messed up. Oh man, what did I do? I went to a different file as I was typing. Okay, yeah. So next page token, and this should be passed in to read chat messages, but it's optional. And when we get this back, I guess technically even this is optional. So let's go find the documentation on that. It should say it right at the top here somewhere. Yeah, list next page token, and the response provides token that, and your next request will identify the next set of results that your API client should retrieve. And that's it. So this should not be hard to do. So let's make sure it's not hard to do. And we need to store it somewhere. So next page token, what is this? It's a string. String or undefined. All right. Read chat messages. All right, colon on this, go to next page token. This is string or undefined. And then we should just be able to pass this into here, right? Of course not. Why would you expect to be able to do that? Oh, it's called page token here. Okay, fine. All right, not so bad. And then can that be undefined or no? No overload matches that call. Oh, goody. Page token. No, what? It's optional. So that should work? What am I doing wrong? Is it not a string? No, it's a string. What am I doing wrong here? I don't understand. Type of property page token is incompatible. String or undefined is not assignable to type string. But it had a question mark next to it. The question mark means I shouldn't have to worry about this. Fine options or params, I guess, equals this. And then only put in the page token. Params.page token equals next page token, but only if that's not undefined. Still doesn't exist. Oh, because I didn't define this to have, oh my God. It's probably an easier way to do this. Say you handcraft function code. Is there a way to know if someone already wrote something similar? Could I have done it by AI? I think the closest you can kind of get to that is those plagiarism detection tools. And I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about here. Question mark string is different. Yeah, I guess it's saying you don't even specify the parameter. Okay, so here's I guess what we really have to do. There's got to be a better way to do this. But we say like, we say let final params equals. Oh, there's got to be a better way. How do I do this? Can I delete something from here? Can I say page token equals foo? And then if it's, or set it to next page token. And then can I delete it? I'm guessing I can't. Oh, actually, we could just try this. Must be optional. Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, I'm not sure the TypeScript way of doing this, of putting in a parameter optionally. I can think of one other way I would do this. Hey, Diggy. Page token next to page token or null. I don't think I can specify the token at all, though, in the other case. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. They have it defined. So I do something like this, right? The way they've defined the, where's the parameter? They defined it as a page token question mark. So I think it either appears with a string or it doesn't appear at all, but it can't have null or undefined. Setting the params type might help. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can try that out. We can say if next page token not equals undefined, then we do our params here again. And I put this up here. Okay, then we get rid of this. And if it's not undefined, then we set params on next page token or page token. And then here we say that the type of this is auth is an OAuth 2 client. Yeah, and then page token is a string. Does that work? This should go here, right? Ah, nice. Code works. Great. Well, that's frustrating. All right. So are we done with that? Handle pagination should be finished now. So, okay. If I did all this correctly, we should be able to have our bot listen to all the events that we have. And it should just all work. And wouldn't that be amazing? So let's focus on that last question. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think it would be amazing. Let's try to get ourselves into that reality. Okay, so somewhere in init, what is this doing? Async has no await. Yeah, sure. Clear chat poll timer. Don't we have another timer that's checking if we're live? I guess that works no matter what. Okay, So the final thing we want to do, and this should have said offline this whole time, the final thing we want to do is on YouTube messages received. Why is it not auto-completing? On YouTube, oh, there it is. It didn't have stream in it. We're going to say like received, or like on, I don't know, received YouTube messages. Okay, so this takes in this stuff, and we're just going to log the messages, I guess. And let's put some hyphens here so that it's obvious when we called this a bunch of times. All right, there, that's it. I don't know, let's test this, I guess. I have no idea if it's going to work. And that's the fun of that. So test runs, let's go try this out. I'm going to do this here, but I'm not going to show this for a second. Oh, it just immediately failed because I still have a testeroni somewhere in my code. Yep. Do we have any other issues? Can I lint this whole thing? npm. Init, Discord, and Twitch are never used. Yeah, I don't care about this stuff. That was me just writing test code. Okay, cool. So then we're ready to try this again. Let me take this off screen for a sec. Okay, it says started successfully. Oh, and now it's going to pull to see if I'm online. I guess it knows that I'm online, though. I should have it say that I'm online. Where's check if live? Here it is. So I guess we're going to say console. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should only do it at startup time. Yeah. The very first check if live call should do it. So we'll just do this here. And we'll say if live stream status equals online, then console.log, the stream is live on YouTube. And I guess let's put the little live thing there. Otherwise, say the stream is off, the YouTube stream is offline. Okay, so that should print out. This should have been like that. Okay, that's scary. No, is that scary? Why did it take a minute to start doing that? But now if I type a message, testeroni. Well, everything's broken. How fun. All right, let's find out what's going wrong. So we're trying to print the messages. It's possible that we just didn't get the messages formed correctly. Where might that happen? I should probably print out. Didn't I make a 60-second timeout? I made a 60-second timeout. I'm checking if I'm live, except that check if live is called immediately. Where is that? Check if live. Yeah, this. This call right here is part of init. And so I'm always calling check if live first. And it does have a set timeout call inside of it. But then we check to see if we're live. And if we are, we emit that we're live. And I guess the emit that we're live part, I do all this right? Twitch live, YouTube offline, message received. Okay, that's all correct. What about this? I have listeners in my own thing, and this is hopefully synchronous. Oh, this is not going to work. We got to do this first. Okay, now the question is, does this function work? So we call read chat messages. How about this? Let's just print out how many messages we get. Console.log got. Sure. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, stream is live on YouTube. Got messages 4. All right, so I'm guessing these are the 4 messages. We have 2 problems. 1, it's repeatedly getting those 4 messages. And 2, it seems to be pulling very quickly. So let's print this out too. Polling interval Yeah. And then I never sent in the token, did I? No, I sent in the token. I never saved the token. Yeah, whoops. There we go. String or null or undefined is not assignable to type string or undefined. Okay, fine. Then we do undefined. There we go. Okay, I think that'll fix a couple of those problems. Let's try again. Got 5 messages, got 0 messages. Okay, it actually is telling me to pull once per second. So if I type a new message right now, we should see that it gets 1 message. Yes, there it is. But we're not getting any of the messages. So that's a problem. Now, why is that part happening? That means that they must not be of the right type, or that I'm not processing them correctly. So text message event. The author details. Maybe the author details aren't defined. I guess let's just put a breakpoint in here. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way. Okay, fine. Let's go start this up under the debugger. So we're gonna run this inside packages bots. Okay, it immediately found something. How many messages do we have? We should have 7 or something. We have 6. Okay, so message.author details. Do you exist? No, you don't. Why? Kind is a live chat message. And then it has a snippet. What message is this? What is this? This is Tech Chat TV saying the YouTube logo. Live chat message, text message event. What is this? This is correct, but the message doesn't have author details. What? I thought it said it has... Oh, maybe... Damn, what? What? Maybe snippet has to be something else? I thought I tested this. Snippet. Here we go. Part. ID, snippet, and author details. Oh, I'm not specifying author details. Oh. Okay, so wait, what am I getting then? Can we go back to wherever I was? Where was I? Here, I guess. Are we getting any author details here? We get their channel ID, but we don't get their name. Okay, so that's the problem. So then we need to specify both snippet and author details, which probably costs more points or whatever, author details. Okay, so now we restart this whole thing. So just kill this process and then run this again. And now this message should have author details in it. There it is. And this should say Tech Chat TV. Yep. Good, 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 good. That's exactly what I want. So now when we go through this, it should push a message properly. Did it? We have message text is privilege is false, author ID, and their display name. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the next 2 messages are from Tech Chat. Then there's mine. Mine should have is privilege set to true because I'm a very important person. I tell myself that every night before I fall asleep. So this is Tech Chat TV's, this is Tech Chat TV's, and then this is mine. So now my author details has is chat owner set to true. And my message was a very important message that everybody should take to heart. Testeroni. Okay, cool. So we get rid of the breakpoint and I hit the play button and it should print out all the different messages that we got. Yup. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's working. All right, so now another message, star. Nice. Nice. Okay, now cut this out. Talk about progress. So handle limiting this and this and this. We're done with that. Handle rate limiting. We did that, but somewhere we can check our quota. Keep an eye on the quota page. Yeah, let's go find the quota page. What is on here? Okay, so take a look at my quota. I have currently used 259 requests or points or whatever. And it says adjustable. Yes. What does that mean? When a quota is adjustable, you can modify its value through a manual or automated quota adjustment. Google Cloud provides tools so that you can monitor your usage against the value and create alerts. You can modify its value. This is queries per day. So 259 queries. Oh my God. Okay, so let's try this out. If I run this, let's try to count how many times this happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was 4 times. And is that 4 points? There was probably also another call in there somewhere. Can I refresh this page? Still says 259. So this is not like super real time. Show usage chart. Can I... Does this refresh itself, I wonder? I mean, maybe it does. Oh, wait, did it go up? Yeah. It went up by 6. So does that make sense? There were 4 calls to read, 1 call to fetch the stream ID or the stream ID or something like that. What was the other call? How are there 6? Let's look at the output again. Got messages 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a call to check if live. I don't know what the other one was. Access token or something? Maybe. This bit of testing deleted 2.59% of the quota. Yep. Yeah, maybe it was the login. In fact, I guess we could test that out by just returning from here. And now it won't do any of that other stuff. So if we go over here, it's still at 2.65. If I run this once, there, started. It didn't check if I'm online. It didn't try any messages. Did that cost me 1 quota? I mean, darn it. There. Okay, so we'll see if this goes up to 2.66. And like I said, I'm assuming this is in real time and I didn't have to refresh this. So if it does go up by 1, I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is just out of curiosity. But that means that... Wait, how would that even make sense, though? What am I doing here? I'm making a client. I'm setting credentials. I'm not calling in any YouTube stuff, though. I wonder if the number of messages you get can count for more points. So if people type a lot, I'm just going to get dinged. The 10K is daily, but that's still really bad. And this is what Fritz was saying earlier. Like, think about this. So I'm sending really 1 request per second. So that means 60 per minute, and that means 3,600 per hour. So now just 10,000 divided by 3,600 is less than 3 hours. You have 2.7 hours. And so this times 60. So 2 hours and about 47 minutes. And then that's it. Your bot's offline. Yeah, I think we can probably conclude that this did not count for a request. And I'm still at 265, yeah. So I don't think it was logging in. I think something else is going on here. It shouldn't be check if live. Check if live should only count for 1, I mean. And then we wait 60 seconds before doing another one. Yeah. Hey, Damage. It's been going really well. Yeah. I've got the back command for people who haven't seen me in a while. I hadn't been streaming from 2020 to 2023, or at least like very rarely. But yeah, it's been really good. I have been keeping my journal up to date since I've been back, so you can see everything I've worked on. I'm actually just about to update it right now. And we are going to make another row and do this. Spent the day, well, spent about an hour in the morning chatting about how development isn't the most entertaining thing to watch. Then spent the rest of the day working on the YouTube API stuff. Made excellent progress. You can only pull it every 86 seconds. Yeah, which is then unusable, right? Because the whole point of this is a bot. You type something like this, and then the bot responds with what I'm actually working on today. And there's some amount of time here. So we were talking about this earlier. What's an acceptable amount of time? And like anything greater than 5 seconds, I would argue is unacceptable. Less than 5, like I don't think 5 seconds is acceptable really, right? I don't even think 3 seconds is all that acceptable. But there aren't really many options. So I think we need to artificially limit the polling time. I stream for 6 hours per day, and we said we can get 2.77 hours if we're polling it once per second. So if we pull it once every 2 seconds, one poll every 2 seconds, then we should be fine for 5 point whatever hours. So I guess we really go to like 1 every 2.5 seconds. You can ask for a quota increase, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. Yeah. Oh, here are the costs. Oh, so something might cost 2 here. No, nothing costs 2. Yeah, I must have done something more than what I thought, and I don't know how that happened. Oh, this doesn't have any of the live stuff though. We looked at this before. They're technically part of this. Calls of the method incur quota costs. And this is what I find just ridiculous about all the YouTube stuff. Like, look at this. It says, as such, API methods for live streaming are also listed in the table. No, they're not. There is nothing here about live chat messages or live anything. The word live doesn't even show up here other than in that one line. So it's like, where are those costs? What are they talking about? Is there a way to cache messages? So again, think of the usage here. The usage is that someone at some point types a command. So they type something like today. We don't know when that'll be, and we have nothing to cache since it hasn't been typed yet. So like at any point, someone could log in and just decide, you know what, I want to run the cat command. And they do that, and the bot will take some amount of time to respond. How long that takes, I guess we're saying is once every 2.5 seconds, which isn't horrible, but just imagine doing something like that in Twitch chat. You type today, imagine I press enter, and then you get your response. Like that's what it would have looked like, except I didn't actually press enter. I had to wait 2.5 seconds because my Twitch bot is instantaneous. You cannot subscribe to chat events. No, that doesn't exist. Also, hey Strix, good to see you again. They take 5+ seconds to answer, sometimes even over 10 seconds. So even though they have a higher quota, they still have to limit themselves. Interesting. Yeah, it would be nice if they had proper webhooks. I see almost no chance of that happening. People have been talking about that for like 6 years. Subscribe doesn't work. Is there something you expect it to do? There's the prime command, I think. I can alias subscribe to prime. Okay, so we need to artificially limit the time, like I just said. So we go to YouTube init, and instead of checking every polling interval millis, we're gonna have a minimum time that we set. So const minimum min chat polling time. I guess we don't need to say number. So we're gonna say 2500. So the number of milliseconds that we must wait before polling for chat messages. This is because the quota is quite restrictive at 10K requests per day. So 1 request per second would use it all up in 2.7 hours. Nice. And I stream for about 6 hours per day right now. So what does this give me? 60 divided by 2.5. So I'll do 24 requests per minute. And so this many per hour. And so this divided by this is how many hours I can stream for. So this would let me stream for 6.9 hours, which is 6 hours and 54 minutes. Then the bot just stops working. So stupid. We should probably limit that some more, maybe to once every 3 seconds or something, or just bump it a little bit. It's so dumb. Maybe there's some other endpoint simply to ask something new. I don't think there is to fetch chat messages though. Also, this isn't even for responding. I forgot about that. Responses take a message, which we don't know how much quota that's using. But yeah, 3 seconds is probably what I should do, huh? Prime does not count toward Partner Plus. No, it's only recurring subscriptions. How's the mini PC running so far with all these services? It's doing great. Granted, I mean, there aren't too many services, but if you take a look at BTOP over here, it's basically got almost no load all the time. So you can see the CPUs are almost all at 0%. RAM usage is at 900 megabytes. Bandwidth, my power went out over the weekend, so I had to restart it. So it's only been online for 2 days, but it's at about 1 gigabyte. So yeah, not bad. Now, like I said, it's pretty much doing nothing. It's like if you go to a.bot.land, it just did 1 database call and then served this page. And that's it. Now it's cached in your browser, and the database call will only be done if you refresh the page. And like you see it go up a tiny bit maybe. But yeah, it's generally not too bad. Thoughts on Copilot so far? I like it. I like it a lot. I think it just needs to help a little bit to prove its value. So for example, even writing this comment, I wrote 10K requests per day. So 1 request per second would use, and then it just typed out 2.7 hours. So I already had done that math, and that's what I was going to type, but it knew it. And yeah. Writing a message is 5 to 6 units. Can you somehow definitively prove that? Because I cannot find a page that has that information. So, okay, what's the math on this? It's 1 message every 6. So we do 60 divided by the number of seconds, and then 10,000 divided by that. Except for this should have been in parentheses. So we get, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to do this again. I don't really care. Yeah, so min chat polling time. And then we're going to use this down here. So this is the polling time that they want. And we're going to do a math dot max of this and that. Yeah. Time to wait equals this. Or maybe MS to wait. Haven't sent a message like I'm about to die. That's it for me. Yeah, my quota ran out. It can't really do that easily. I would need to pull for my quota. Because imagine if the bot restarted and it thought, oh, I've got a new quota. It's not necessarily true. Gonna have to set a cooldown on command so people can't eat your quota by spamming commands. I mean, the solution here, I think, is to get a quota of like 100,000. So what did I say originally? I'd have 2.7 hours at 1 request per second. So if I got 10 times that, I'd have 27 hours. That would be more than enough. And obviously 27 hours is more than the number of hours in a day. But don't forget, we also have messages that I send. And those count for apparently like 6 times as much. I don't actually know if that's true. So that would probably bring us back down to like 24 hours. And I don't plan on ever streaming for 24 hours. I don't even need that much, but still. I've never seen the question mark question mark. The question mark is saying if X is defined, then just use it. If it's not defined, then use Y. This is saying if X is truthy. which might actually be the same thing in this case. I don't know. But yeah. Null or undefined or just undefined. I'm not actually positive. This is the kind of stuff I would test. I learned a long time ago, you just should never memorize this stuff. Just load up node and type something in. And in this case, we can't do this because, oh wait, you can. Oh, I didn't think that was a JavaScript operator. I thought that was a TypeScript operator. So I guess you can do null question mark 5. Yeah, so it checks for null, undefined, and yeah, null and undefined, not false C values. You have to be careful saying it's like an if else, because if is not going to work the same way with this, right? So if you say if false, it's not going to return the 5 in that case. Not impressed the first weeks of using Copilot, but the way it improved over time has been mind-blowing. Now I don't see myself without it. Yeah. Yeah, and even being able to say things into your computer, like make this message much more professional. I wonder if it knows how to do that. I don't think it did any of that, but whatever. Anyway, you can talk to it. I think that's cool. Okay, so I don't care about this. I got the messages. I want to try sending a message, and then I want to figure out how to ask for more quota. I wonder how you do that. I'm already at 371. How did that even happen? What, did I even run this program again? I don't think I did I? Is it running already? No, it's not. Okay, something's weird about this then. Maybe that time, no, I don't know. This number says 371 though. And it probably shouldn't. Oh, unless it's running in VS Code? No, it's not running in VS Code. Is it? If I just trash this, what happens? Checking quota costs quota. It's like the most expensive action. We'll show you. Bots on YouTube work by polling YouTube chat every 8 seconds. You gotcha. You betcha. Actually, so there is an internal YouTube API. I believe that they still use polling for that. And then you could technically scrape the website, but you can't legally scrape the website. Yeah. May need to sacrifice a day that you're not streaming and make 10,000 API calls. Oh, I think it'll stop. I don't think this quota is like a, hey, we're just going to slap you on the wrist. I think it just stops. There's Google Cloud Platform would just kind of shut down if quotas didn't really mean anything. Edit quotas. Select a quota to edit. Oh, look, a blank page. It really should have something here that says you don't have any editable quotas instead of this. Oh boy. All right. How do you ask for more quota? Ask for more quota. Go to Cloud Console, quotas page, search the quota limit, submit the request with a new limit, and save the case IDs. I didn't work on that page. Don't you dare implicate me in this. To request an increase, contact the support team. What is this thing saying? Go to Cloud Console, quotas, search the quota, submit the request. Should receive an email confirmation. As per your images, I see the boxes are grayed out and you're unable to edit them. Therefore, you need to contact GCP sales team. Hello, sales team. I would like to use your API for free. Please let me. Signed, yours truly, ex-Googler, Adam Learns Live. Okay, well, let's go find whatever this page is that they're talking about. Cloud Console, I am Cloud Console GCP. I am an admin. Where are you? There you are. Now go to quotas. Quotas. Where might you be? Quotas. Okay, it's pretty much the same page I was just looking at. Search the quota limit for your appropriate region. Is there an edit quotas thing? Yeah, there is. It's the same thing. It's just a blank white page. You know, it'd be real content is calling this number, putting it on speakerphone. So I got to contact Google support. That's it. Just contact the support team. Project quota increase. What does this have? Okay, so here's the form. It's got name, company name, email address that will be used to create projects. Oh, wait, what? Does the project increase? What? I'm not sure I understand what this is. Hang on a second. Let me show you this form. So here's what I'm seeing. It says email addresses you use. Make sure you monitor the email addresses. How many projects are being requested? I think this is if you want to increase your project limit. I think that's all this is for. Yeah, request. Yeah, it's at the top of the page. Request project quota increase. I thought what it meant is increase the quota within a project, but it's increase the quota of projects. Oh, wow. So how do I get, how do I, oh my God. How do I increase the quota of what I'm trying to do? YouTube API request quota increase. Make sure to get authentication. How do you do this? Support team might ask for more context, then they'll make a bug. 100K queries per day is okay for you? It's 10K. 10K, I mean, I could still make it work. So we're gonna still write the bot. I should put this request in as soon as possible in case it takes like 2 weeks or something. But I don't know how to actually increase it. Where do you do this? Huh. Well, if anyone can find this, do let me know. Yeah. GCP, YouTube API, request higher quota. Support ticket, just a generic support ticket. How do I even find a generic support ticket? Support, probably that one. Didn't they say they gave you 10K first, then you can change it? Yeah. Get started with basic support. Basic support is included for all Google Cloud customers. With basic support, you have access to documentation and community support. Can I not even submit a request? Because I'm not on some higher thing. YouTube API form. This form will ask for information about your business, your API client, your blood type, your API client's access to and usage of YouTube API services. We will use the information you provide in accordance with our privacy policy. Please contact your YouTube partner manager. I don't have that. If you've been audited in the past 12 months and been marked compliant, you can apply for additional quota. YouTube denies the application for an additional quota extension. Continue to fill out this form if you are requesting additional completing a compliance audit or requesting additional API quota. I click this, and then we have this entire form that we have to fill out. I guess this is what Fritz was talking about. Or wait, was it Fritz? Someone else was talking about this maybe. Yeah. Shane, thanks for the resub. Just popping in to say I like the corn video. Don't think it'll be enough to get me to pick one up. I'll just keep trying. Keep trying, Shane. I'll produce corn video after corn video until you're like, oh, fine. I guess I'll see what the hype's about. And then I'll move on. I'll go back to regular keyboards. You won't know I hit you. By the way, thanks for throwing your money at the computer at this YouTuber / Twitch streamer who's threatening you. All right, so I got to go fill out that form. I'll do that after the stream, I guess, or maybe tomorrow or something. But that's pretty important to do. Fill out the YouTube quota form. You know what? Let's take this just one level higher than what it was. It's once every 3 seconds. Let's just have it be once every 4 seconds right now. And let's see if we can have it post a chat message. I want to do this really fast. I really should be logging off, but let's try this out. Let's go to the API and let's have something that sends a chat message. Export async function send chat message. We're going to need auth. And I want to call into insert. Okay, so what do? Part parameter serves two purposes. Identifies the properties that the write operation will set, as well as the properties that the API response will include. Set the parameter value to snippet. What? Does this make any sense to anybody? Part serves two purposes, and then set it to snippet. How can it serve any purposes if it's always going to be set to snippet? Provide a live chat message resource in the body. All right, whatever. Live chat messages insert. So that's what we want to use. Where is my API? Here. Okay, so we want to do this. I guess the other thing I'm going to have to do is just make sure I have try catches around everything. This is done. This is done. Yeah. Make sure I have try catches around all of the YouTube API calls. Please upload a detailed screencast of each YouTube API service functionality. I mean, I can do that. I don't mind. I'm willing to go as far as I have to go to get the extra quota here. If they're like, you got to work for Google again, just put in another year of time. I'm going to be like, you know what? For the quota, we're going to do this. This is called content creation, everybody. Then I wear a GoPro right on my forehead and film the whole thing. Still trying to find the headspace to sit down and only use the Moonlander. Reminds me a lot of when I swapped to Hitbox for playing fighting games. Yeah, it is a slow process, for sure. And I wish you luck, and I'm here to help. Okay, so here we're going to say insert. And what are we going to insert? Well, for part, obviously, we're going to write snippet here, right? I'm starting to get loopy. Yeah, part is actually an array of the word snippet. Oh, man. Okay, so it's an array of the word snippet, and then the request body is a bunch of live chat messages, which include... Wait, what? I send the author details? That doesn't make sense. No, I send the snippet. Oh, yeah. It told me that here. Send snippet and then these three things. Ugh. Okay, so what's the other thing? I guess auth, yeah. Well, then what's the other thing? Does it know? Request body, snippet. Okay, yeah, so it needs live chat ID. That's going to need to be passed in. And then the type, is that even a thing? Text message event, yes. And then the text message details.message text is going to be the message text. Okay, and that's it. We just send this, and who cares about the results? What do we get as a result? So if successful, it will return a live chat message resource. And what does that contain? Everything. Oh boy, I don't care. All right, so now we call this. So how are we going to do this? we're gonna somehow, we're gonna put any of this. I don't know. I just want to be done with this. Right there. Received YouTube messages, and this is inside of what? The init? Okay, so I guess we get rid of this. We go over to here. We get the messages, and if one of the messages, so for const message of messages, if message dot author ID equals, now what is my ID? This. Okay, so if the ID is this, then send chat message. This is what a bot would say if a bot had been coded here. All right, now we just test it out. Whoops. Now we go over to YouTube chat, and when I type anything, okay, problem. It's reading all my old messages. now it's gonna find all of those and then the new ones too. So I should have it test for a specific message, and message text equals today. Okay, this is the response to your today command. It's wasting very precious quota. You are correct. All right, let's try that now. All right, so now I type the today command, and after 3 seconds, wow, look at that responsiveness. Yeah. And every time I start the bot, it's going to respond to all the old messages in chat. So that's definitely a problem. So we'll need to fix that at some point too. Now, how much quota do you think I just used? Well, let's write this down. So we got all this stuff done, and that's all I want to do today. So the next thing you got to do is make sure the bot isn't responding to messages from a long time ago. It should keep track of when it started and only respond to messages within the last that appeared after about 5 seconds before it started. That wasn't 3 seconds though. I mean, it was something up to 3 seconds or 4 seconds. It had to be up to 4 seconds. So it could have been instantaneous because it might have been that we just got lucky with the polling, but it couldn't have been longer than 4 seconds, or shouldn't have been longer than 4 seconds. It still could have been longer than 4. Why also respond to messages from 5 seconds before? So here's how this stuff works, and this is why this is kind of tedious. To check if I'm even live costs quota. So I only check once per minute. And that means that any messages from right before the bot started, but when the stream actually went live, people might have typed today already to see what's going on today. So it should probably still respond to those. And actually, I guess it should be probably a minute. 1 minute before it started to accommodate the live checks. Yeah. It's not super important, by the way. I don't think many people will be in the YouTube stream in the first minute that it's live. Yeah. This was really good progress today. I'm very happy with everything we got done with. I mean, we pretty much just proved that the bot can work. We're essentially done with the YouTube part of this now. And the next thing we need, let me be clear. We have the YouTube API part of things and then the command parts of things. We're essentially done with this part of things. We're not done with working on YouTube code. We still have to do the command part of things. For the bot, boot 1 minute and then only things timestamped after last pull. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. There just needs to be a blanket check, like if message.time or whatever is less than bot start minus 60 seconds, then just return. Something like this is going to be in the code somewhere. And that's it. Why do companies not allow scraping? I think the big reason why companies don't allow scraping is because you never plan on testing for your web content matching exactly what people want. This is essentially Hiram's law. And for those who haven't heard of this before, and there was an XKCD about this, software engineering phenomenon that states that any observable behavior of an interface will be depended on by somebody. So there are certain things that you draw a line in the sand as a company and you say, I am going to allow people to depend on this. And that is typically what we call an API. And they are typically versioned and they are typically documented. If people are depending on, I mean, like you could depend on Bing having these colors at the top, and that's how you detect that you're on this page. And so if Microsoft is like, you know what, let's change our logo or let's move this to the right side, they're not going to support that checking for these pixels anymore. Now, that's nuts. No one's ever going to do this, right? But you never know. And so scraping content, you may be like, oh, this CSS class, I'm going to ignore that and get the next text. And that's how I get the summary on the page. And then they do some experiment where they get rid of this or they change the CSS class and now they've broken a bunch of programs. So that's why I think they're probably not allowing scraping. The other thing too is it's fetching a ton of data for just a tiny response usually. Like imagine if you scraped YouTube's chat page or YouTube's entire live stream page. Imagine if you scraped this so that you could get like, what's my current viewer count? You'd be fetching all of this so that you can get a number. So yeah, I think those are the couple of big things. There's a difference in supporting scraping methods and disallowing it completely. I don't think there's a way to support it. I think there's a way to not disallow it. Like I know Google is trying to do things to break scraping, but I don't think you can ever support it because like I said, it's any observable behavior you could be scraping. And the only way to support that would be to never change your website in any possible way. Google saying do not scrape, kind of ironic. I get where you're going with that, but they do say in their terms of service that search engines can as long as they're abiding by robots.txt. Yeah, like I said, today's been a good day. I think tomorrow is going to be probably, like I said, the morning will be more YouTube stuff. And then the afternoon will be co-working, which is, I'm still getting used to this. What it's going to be is my camera will be on, my screen won't be showing, and there's no audio whatsoever for like 80% of the stream. So it's a very different setup. If you want to be productive and you like watching some guy who looks productive, then cool, you should definitely check it out. But I want to give it a try another couple times. Ever rated Theo? I don't know. Maybe I did. That would have been a very long time ago though, probably. Let me go take a look. Are you suggesting I raid Theo right now? Because I'm fine with that. Sure, yeah, let's do that. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. If you want to join Discord, there is the link. I also had just produced a video on my keyboard yesterday. So if you haven't watched that already, do take a look. At the very least, it'll be helping me out with the view count and watch hours on YouTube. And I had a great day. This is what a bot would say if a bot had been coded here. All right, yeah. Well, take care, everyone. I'll leave you with Theo. Let me kick off the raid. And have a great evening. Bye, everybody.